Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new night of our presentations of our business opportunity. Tonight we have a special guest, somebody that I don't know in person, but it's somebody that I admire. He's Jonathan Nuñez, a 17-year-old entrepreneur who learned opportunity with social economic networkers when he was 15. He originally, what he shared with me before is that he wanted to work at a McDonald's, and his mom introduced him when he was trying to find an economic option for him. His mom introduced him to this opportunity, and then he joined. And 2 years later, he is a successful entrepreneur. He earns more than what he would earn at a McDonald's. He has flexibility and freedom in his time. So I'll let Jonathan share his story and share what our business is about, because other people will want to learn how we are doing this. Welcome, Jonathan, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Eric. Just to begin with, it's my pleasure to be here. Thank you for giving me this invitation to be part of your team, sharing this presentation through this application known as Zoom. Like you mentioned in the beginning, my name is Jonathan Nuñez. I'm 17 years old, and really, I want to mention about how this opportunity, how this business first came into my life. Really, at the age of when I was around 15 years old, I was looking for an income, a source of income, because I was in high school at that time. I just graduated not too long ago, but I was in high school at that time. And uh, being in school, you see other kids that might have other things that you don't have, that you do want. And you say, okay, I want those type of things. And I, how is it that I can go out of my way and get that? And then, so what first came into my mind, because 15 years old, I mean, you don't even graduate from high school yet. You think of just a normal source of income, just a 9 to 5. And I thought of a McDonald's, maybe doing it part-time right after I got out of school. And at 15 years old, I told my mom that I want to do something hourly, so that I can earn an income, so that I can just buy certain things that I would like as a young adult that I was and that I am. And when I told her that, because she was already doing this business professionally herself with my aunt, who's an international diamond, and she said no. Why? Because they were already doing this together as a family, professionally, like I mentioned right now. And she said, I don't want you to do what I did when I was your age. I want you to know, and I want to show you that we're in times of change, and things are changing. And I want you to actually learn. Give me a time frame of only 3 months to show you what it is that we do. And I said, well, 3 months are going to pass and fly by in no time. And she wasn't giving me no other option. So I said, okay, I'm going to give you that opportunity to show me what it is that you guys do in 3 months. But I also put a condition on that. I said, if I don't see a result in those 3 months, I'm going to decide to go get that hourly job that I was originally wanted. And like I said, I gave her that opportunity. And in those 3 months, I really want to say that it really changed my vision. It really changed the way that I looked at this business. Network marketing, I mean, I'm 15 years old. I didn't know nothing about this, especially nothing about business. And I thought from my perspective that it was just a business where you have X product, whatever product, and you go out there and sell that product. But in those 3 months, as we worked together as a family, as a team, professionally, I understood that network marketing isn't about getting a product, going door to door to sell it. But what I did understand is that network marketing is an actual opportunity that can offer each and every one of us on our part-time, that if we do it professionally, we can actually become financially independent. And more than anything, we don't sell a product. We sell a dream. And if you really want to do this business professionally, and you say you have dreams and you work towards those dreams, you can accomplish each and every one of those dreams. And really, when I saw that and I really understood the difference of what I thought it was and what it actually was, I fell in love with this business. I fell in love with this opportunity. And I said, okay, I love this business. And in only 2 months of those 3 months that I told her, in only 2 months, I qualified as my first position, which is a diamond in our company. And like I said, I had a totally different outlook on this business, what it was. And I really fell in love with this. And I told her, I'm going to do this business with you guys till the day that I leave this world. I fell in love with it. And more than anything, that I gain a lot of fulfillment from going out and helping families and showing them that there is different ways of generating income, that you can have a plan B in your spare time, which can eventually, in a short time frame of 2 to 5 years, can become your plan A if you do it professionally. And really after that, I mean, this is what I do full time, like Erica mentioned in the beginning. And I absolutely love this opportunity. And the team that we're with, the team that mentors us, that shows us how to do this business from A to Z professionally, is Social Economic Networkers. We're a team that's, as of today, we're in over 150 different countries in the entire world, with over 800,000 distributors worldwide. And really day to day, we're just keep growing and growing, getting bigger and bigger. As of today we have a convention in Mexico, in La Ciudad de Mexico, and really it's the first Latin American convention that we have, and that's just one of the many events that our team is hosting, giving this opportunity, sharing this opportunity with other people, letting them know that we're in times of change. So that's just our very first slide. Can we go into the next slide, Erica? Alrighty, and this slide says we're committed to change and transformation. Right here it says we're committed to personal growth, social contribution, and at the very end, financial freedom. We're a company that obviously there's a lot of companies, or there's a lot of different ways that people want to earn an income, you can say, and I absolutely love this because just as an example, this just popped into my head. There's a lot of people, and there's statistics that show this, that when they win a lottery, millions and millions of dollars, at the very end, in a short time frame of maybe 2 to 5 years, they absolutely lose everything that they won from that lottery, and they're actually worse than how they were originally before they won that lottery. Why? Because they don't know how to manage that money. They don't know what to do with that money. And really, I love this, like I said right now, because before we can even achieve a certain financial freedom, or before we can actually achieve that wealth that each and every one of us is looking for, we have to go through a personal growth that shows us and really transforms us and makes us view things differently, because like I said, we're entrepreneurs that are helping others. We can't just be having that 9 to 5 mentality and expecting to build an empire. And that's what I love about this personal growth, social contribution. We help others before we can even begin to win anything. Before, in talking of earnings economically, we have to help others. And in order to win, to earn in this business, you have to help before you can earn. And at the very end, if you do all of that successfully, you can and you will have financial freedom. This is what our business opportunity offers us. And this is just one way that our company gives us that opportunity. Can we go to the next slide? Thank you. And now, something that I really love to talk about, and something that I always noticed since I was very young, is that social economic transitions are real. And they're happening day to day, whether we want to notice them or not. Like the very first one that our plan says right here is the agricultural era. Me personally, all my family is from Mexico, and my grandparents, my great grandparents, I remember that they would always have their lands, they would always have their cattle, they would always have their different types of animals, and they would live off the land. They would live off those animals. And in quote unquote, and back then, if you had land, if you had animals, you were the people that actually had money in that era. You were the people that people looked up to. But what happened 20 years later, 40 years later? They sold them an idea. All my grandparents, all my great grandparents were sold an idea that if they left all of that behind and they moved to the Industrial Revolution, which is if they moved from having their own land, being their own bosses, if they moved to the city to work for somebody else, that they could have a better lifestyle. And because someone sold them that, they actually agreed to that. And well, they didn't have that same lifestyle that they used to have. But as everything we know, everything, time changes, everything revolutionizes, and the third era came, which is the era of the internet revolution. And really, I would say we're still in this era still, but something that really fascinates me is that the internet revolution, how it changed. An example that I always love to put out there, the biggest store for toys that I'm sure almost everyone has heard of, Toys R Us. a few years ago went bankrupt. There was a statistic that said by the year 2020, there was not going to be one single store of Toys R Us that we could go to. But what, like as everything, if that went bankrupt, there's another company that took all of their clientele. What is that company name, or what is that store name? Amazon. Today, worldwide, Amazon is the biggest company in the world, the biggest store in the world. The person who created Amazon, Jeff Bezos, is the richest man in the world as of today. Why? Because he adapted to that revolution. He adapted to that change, which was the internet. We can't, as of today, we can't go to a store and say, okay, I'm going to go to Amazon to buy that toy that my niece wanted, that my brother wanted. Of course not. We order it online. In a few days, it's going to be here, and we don't have to leave our homes to get that toy as of today. But also the fourth revolution, that's really what we're really, how many times have we not heard that robots are going to be taking over the world? How many times have we not heard that there's going to be self-driving cars without us even having to move the steering wheel? Something that also fascinates me, like I said, I used to want to work for a McDonald's, but as of today, there's not so many employees at a McDonald's. But what is there? If we go to a McDonald's, a lot of times as of today, there's a lot of touch screens that we make our own order, that we pay for. And the only thing that we do is we just give them our ticket and they give us our food. There's no employee that we talk to as of today that we say, okay, I want this, this, and this, and here's my card so you can charge me, or here's the cash so you can charge me. Revolutionizing. And something that I always love to say is that if we don't adapt to those changes, if we don't apply those changes to our benefit, we're gonna be stuck in the past, and we're not gonna be able to better ourselves in the future. That's just my way of thinking it. Can we go to the next slide, Erica? Alrighty, now it says the ways of generating income have changed. I'm just gonna ask 4 basic questions. I don't want you guys to answer them, but I do want you to answer them internally to yourself. Are your family's finances secure? Do you thrive economically? Do you know how to thrive economically over the next 5 to 10 years? Are you able to retire at the age of 60? And are you prepared for the future? The one question that absolutely fascinates me right here is the top right question. It says, do you know how to thrive economically over the next 5 to 10 years? I say 5 to 10 years is a long shot. Do you know how to overcome financially in the next 6 months? Let's just were to say if the worst thing could happen as of today, and you couldn't work, do you have at least 6 months saved up to cover your expenses? I mean, that's your mortgage, that's your car payment, insurance, bills that you know that you're gonna have month to month. Do you have that set aside for a rainy day or something that you're not expecting? That's something that I learned from one of our mentors, Edison Echeverry, who's a gold international diamond in California, who that showed us that teaches us that. And just questions of reflection that we should be asking ourselves to evaluate our financial stability. Yeah. Can we go to the next slide? Alrighty, now right here it says the 20th century distribution model versus the 21st century distribution model. I'm sure that most of us, if not all of us, are known and have known of the 20th distribution model, which is whatever product it might be. For an example that I always love to put is a water bottle. This water bottle right here, it came from a factory and then it passed by many other consumers' hands, which in this example it says a wholesaler, a warehouse, a store, promotion for that same water bottle, that the only thing that they're doing, I mean, water is absolutely free, but the people who created this plastic right here to hold the water are making millions and millions of dollars. I mean, they create a piece of plastic, well, it could cost maybe 2 to 5 cents maximum. But when we go to a store, for an example, Circle K, we are paying upwards of $1, maybe even $2 for that same water that costed cents to produce. And who's taking all of that money? And we go to that store and we don't even think about saying, okay, how about I give you 5 cents for it? I mean, I'm sure it's not worth more than that. Of course not. But that's just something that we are so accustomed to. Another example that I always love to put is is the biggest, well, I wouldn't say the biggest, but one of the most famous cell phone companies known as Apple. Apple produces cell phones that cost enormous prices. An example, like $1,000 for the brand new iPhone X, I believe, 1,200. But in Apple's forums, it says it cost them around $51 to produce that smartphone. But the consumers, which is us, we're paying upwards of $1,000 to $1,200 for that same phone. And who's taking all of that extra income? It's all of those factories, the wholesalers, the warehouse, the store, the promotion. And we're gladly paying for 100 times what it actually costed them to produce it. But now, in the 21st century, which is from the years 2000 and above, the 21st century, things changed. Our company, For Life Research, thought of a new distribution model of how they can pay their distributors all of that 64% that people used to be taking, like that wholesaler, the warehouse, the store, and the promotion, and give it back to us. Now, they still fabricate a product and they keep 36% of that product. But now, if we become entrepreneurs, if we become networkers of this industry known as network marketing, we can have upwards of a 64% in return of that product. Meaning, if we connect X amount of people, we can have a return of upwards of a 64% of everything that they consume. That's a totally different way to view a product and to manage and distribute a product. And we're going to be talking about more of that in the next few slides. Now, what are the benefits offered by this new platform of generating income? And before I offer the benefits, I'm going to talk to you guys about what is that most of us are accustomed to, what it is that we know, which is linear income. Linear income, I'm sure it's what most people out there are accustomed to, that they've been sold on, like I said before, which is when we work 30 to 40 years or even more. I mean, there's people that I know that started working before 18, but let's just say 18 years old, and they can't retire until they're 65 years old. I mean, that's 40, and there's people that start working at 15 years or younger. That's a lifetime to have a check of a small quantity. Something that I always talk about in my presentations is that my grandpa used to live in the most costly state of all the United States, which is known as California. California is the highest state to live in terms of economically. And he worked 40 years for that company. He worked for that state, for a company. And after he retired, which is just about a few years ago, he earns only $900 a month. And I mean, living in California, that doesn't even pay for his mortgage. So what did he have to do? He had to go back to Mexico. Thank God that he has his home in Mexico as well. But he had to go to live in Mexico because $900 doesn't even pay for his mortgage here in California. So, I mean, I looked at the path that he went through and I say, okay, if I see that the results that he got, and if I don't like the results that he got, why am I going to follow the same path that he did? I got to look for different alternatives, look for different opportunities. And right here, like I said, just to finish it up, it says we work 8 to 12 hours daily with a fixed schedule, and we are dependent of that limited income. The boss determines what they're going to pay us here in Arizona. I believe the minimum is $10.50, the minimum wage. And I mean, the boss knows what he's paying us. And because he knows what he's paying us, he knows what car we can drive, where we can live, what we can eat, because he knows that an income cannot exceed things that we might want. So he pretty much structures a life for us from what he pays us. And now, but what me, my mother, and my aunt are doing professionally, what we're showing families, showing them that there is a plan B, something else, that there is different opportunities that they can look into, and something, the different income that our company pays us, which is known as residual income. That's what they pay us. And before the years of 2000, residual income can only be earned by people who wrote songs and they become really successful artists, people who wrote books, They sold millions and millions of copies. And someone who had a franchise. What is a franchise? A franchise is like a Starbucks where you have to pay millions and millions of dollars just for a name. You have to build the store. You have to build all the product, and you just earn from that. But the only thing you actually bought was a name. But you don't have to be there to earn each and every one of those copies. That's a platform. Now, but as of year 2000, 1998 and up, which our company For Life Research also decided to pay their distributors residual income. This is what they pay us. And what does residual income offer each and every one of us? It offers a financial independence, a patrimony in 2 to 5 years if we do it professionally, like I said. A flexible schedule, 1 to 2 hours, which is something that I love because flexible schedule, when I was 15 years old, I was still in high school. And in high school, you have to go to school 8 hours, sometimes even more a day. And my priority wasn't doing a business, wasn't establishing a business, but my priority was getting that diploma. So I couldn't give this business my all. But something that I loved is that this business said, okay, just do it on your spare time and build your business on your spare time. And that's exactly what this business offered me. After I would get home from school, we would come here with my brother, we would give him food, and then after that we would work on this business professionally as a family. And it can also give you unlimited income where you can become independent, where you don't have to be waking up at 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning, 7 in the morning, having to get stuck in traffic for a job that we don't love. This is what residual income offers us. This is what our company, our platform known as network marketing on For Life Research offers us. Can we go to the next slide? For Life Research, this is the company, this is the platform that supports us. Our founders, David and Bianca Lisenby, they're the people who started this business in 1998, really visionaries that discovered a product, discovered a patent, and that they really fell in love with it, and they commercialized it in a network marketing way. Like I said in the beginning, a different distribution model. They're the people who invested over $40 million just to buy a patent, and invested millions and millions of dollars more to pay scientists, to pay workers to work for them, to have their offices. Really, they're the people who took on all that risk so that each and every one of us, if we do this business professionally, can reap the rewards. Something that I always love to say is that they invested millions and millions of dollars in this company, in this platform, but us, by just joining their team, we have the opportunity to earn 64% of all the people that we connect. Now, they're the company who invested all those millions of dollars, and they only take 36%. This is why I love this company, and why more than anything I am deeply appreciated towards David and Bianca Lisenby. Our CEO, the person who is in charge of paying us monthly, every 15th of the month, Danny Lee, he's really very young man, super energetic, that really just is the correct person in our company because he visualizes huge and great things for the growth of our company. And just these three people are the people in charge of our company, and we're in great hands. That's what I love to say about them. Growing was never this easy. This opportunity is limitless. We have because this is a network marketing company specialized in the health side of network marketing, and we have over 100 products, really excellent products. We are the company known as the company for the immune system. Our star product is known as For Life Transfer Factor Plus, which helps and like I said, helps our immune system up to a 437%. There's nothing outside in the world that can help our immune system up to 437%. And I'm talking about in the how can I say, in you can say the chemical side of like the doctor side of things that they can recommend to us, even in the natural side that you could ever look for. This is the only company that, and then this is the only product that can help our immune system up to 437%. And with that same molecule, we have over 100 products that they have put that same molecule in, so that we can reap the rewards of these wonderful products. Can we go to the next slide? And really, I'm not gonna talk a lot about the product, But what I do want to say is that if there's lots of results worldwide, like I said, over in 150 countries, and if you do want more information about the product, if you do want more information about how this product can help you, maybe some recommendations of what you might want to start with, you can reach the person that shared this video with you so they can give you more information of each and every one of those products. Because like I said, we have over 100 products, and it would take a long time to go into the detail of each and every one of the products. They're all great, but we'll talk about that some other time. Now, how to generate income quickly. Our company, really, this slide right here says this is the very first bonus how our company can pay us, and they're gonna pay us a 25% of each of the points that we consume over 100 points. Now, what are points in our company? Like I said, we have over 100 points in our company, over 100 products in our company, and each and every one of those products has a point value assessed to them. Like I said, our star product of our company, Transfer Factor Plus, has 50 points associated to that product. And we only have to consume 2 of those Transfer Factor Pluses a month to have our membership open worldwide. So our company can pay us. And every time we consume over the 100 points, our company is going to pay us 25% of each of those 100 points. That's the very first rapid reward that our company pays us. Can we go to the next slide? Now, the second rapid reward is if we help people, if we give them the business opportunity and they decide they want to enroll with us, the company is going to pay us 25% of the first purchase of the new associates. Meaning, there's different product packs everyone can join depending on their necessities. Like right here, this slide shows us the different ways that we can join: 400 life points, 200 life points, 165 and 100. If we were to join in the 400 life points, if we were to enroll someone with the 400 life points, the company tomorrow is going to pay us $100 in rapid rewards. And at the very bottom, it says if we were to enroll someone else with 100 life points on their very first time that they're going to enroll with us, the company's going to pay us 25% of what they consumed, which would be $25. And obviously, you can either do more than that or less than that, depending on our necessities, like I said. Now, this is something relatively new, which is me and my 3. What does me and my 3 consist of? The company for life just announced this, and it's starting this October. It just started, and they're going to pay the very first payout in November. And what this consists of is having your distribution chain, a real good distribution chain, your distributors, meaning everyone's going to be working. You're going to be executing your business professionally. And right here, so what would I have to do? Me, Jonathan, I'm at the very top where it says you. Me, Jonathan, I have to enroll 3 distributors under me that are going to consume a minimum of 100 life points a month. They're going to be in a program known as a loyalty program. And if I do that, the company is going to pay me $50 in bonus, in a bonus. And now what I have to do in order to generate that $200 bonus is now I have to help each and every one of those 3 people that I enrolled. They have to get 3 people, each and every one of them. So 3 times 3, which would be 9, and we would be generating the $200 income bonus. And now I want to be generating the 50, but the distributors that I signed up, the 3 that I first signed up, are going to be getting that $50 one. And it just goes on and goes on. If those 9 people that are in the second phase, the second level, we have to help them get 3 people, each and every one of them, which would be 27 people in the third phase, the third level. And that now I would be generating a bonus of $800. And the 3 that I first enrolled would be getting that income of $200, that bonus of $200. That's just what me and my 3 consists of. Now, Great Escapes, our company, like I said, they pay us up to 64% of the people that we connect, of the people that consume the product. And this is another incentive, another way that they pay us that 64%. By the Great Escape, really, if we have goals and if we achieve those goals, our company gives us incentives for achieving those goals. And one of those incentives is known as a Great Escape, where the company pays for airline tickets. The company takes you out to X location, to wherever that place might be. I believe last time was in Bahamas. That's where I believe one of our leaders went from here, went to the Bahamas for life, and they got sent to Bahamas, which was 5 days, 6 nights. Airlines paid for. They gave them cash. Everything was absolutely paid for, including the food. And that's just one of the ways that our company incents us, and they make us travel. Now, how to generate income? Right here, like I said, this is how we are going to be paid in residual income. Like I said, if we wanted to have like our own franchise, if we wrote books, if we wrote songs and they become extremely successful, this is the same way that our company pays us. And now, what is it that we have to do? Like right here, I'm at the very top, and I'm gonna connect 6 people. In my first level, there's gonna be 6 people, and I'm gonna show them, and I'm gonna help them consume 250 life points. In my first level, that would be 1,500 points. The company, in my very first level, they're going to pay me 2%. And for the surplus, which, like I said, we only have to consume 100, but of the surplus of 150, you're going to pay me another 2%, which would be an equivalent to $30. Now, I'm going to show each and every one of my distributors, which is those 6, to connect another 6. 6 times 6 would be 36. 36 people in my second level, which would be consuming 250 life points. That would be 9,000 in my second level. Now here, the company pays us more in percentage, which would be a 25% for the first 100 points and a 5% of the surplus. And that would be 1,170 plus 30. 1,170 plus 30, which is around $1,200. $1,200 extra a month. I believe that it would help a lot of families anywhere in the world. And I mean, 1,200 times 12 months, that's over $12,000 a year. $12,000 a year extra part-time, 1 to 2 hours daily when you have a chance, I believe is something that we should strive for, that we could do. And now we're going to show each and every one of those 36, again, the power of multiplication. 36 times 6, 216, consuming 250 life points. That's 54,000 life points. The company pays us 5% for the first 100 points and 12% of the excess, which will be 4,968 plus the 1,200 on top, over $6,000 a month. $6,000 a month, almost $7,000 a month, times 12 months in a year. That's over $72,000 a year, part-time extra. Now, but if we did this one more time, 216, connecting 6, that would be 1,296 in your fourth level. Consuming 250 life points, that would be 324,000 points. The company pays us right here in royalties, a 12% royalty from each and every one of those persons, and a 3% surplus royalty, which would be 21,384, plus the 7,000 plus, 6,000 plus on top. I mean, we're talking about an income of over $25,000 a month, and really, it's real, it's true, because we have leaders like the Gold International Diamond, Edison Echeverry, who really has a lifestyle very, very rare. And what did he do? The only thing that separates me from him, which is one of my mentors, is that he just had more time. He was introduced to this business almost 10 years ago, and he's just had time to impact and touch more people than I have. That's the only thing that separates us, time. And if we do this professionally, we can reach those figures and much more. Like, because right there it says it's infinite. Let me go to the next slide. Now, like I said, we have a team known as socio-economic networkers who guides us, who teaches us how to do this business professionally. And our mentor right here, Dr. Emilio Nevares, which he is in Mexico right now in the convention. He's a person who started 18 years ago in a small island of Puerto Rico. And really, he started this with 4 distributors that actually did this business professionally. And as of today, he has over 800,000 distributors in his organization. I mean, that's just the potential of this business model, of this distribution model that he adapted to 18 years ago. And the same thing, like I said, the only thing that separates us from him was the time. And like it says right there, you are not alone. We have an educational system, books, audios, and videos. He created this book right here known as A Guide to Success. In this book, he sums up all his knowledge. He shows us from A to Z how we can become a professional networker just like he is, and how we can impact the same amount of lives or even more just by this small book and 4 audios. and really it has a cost of I would say almost nothing, just around $25. And but with that, just with that basic information, we can touch millions and millions of lives. And over 18 years of experience, we're in 100 countries. Now, the options to start your business. There's 3 different options to start your business. You can either be a consumer. What are the benefits of consumer? You just get wholesale pricing, affordable pricing, but without an income. If you love the product, and there's a lot of people who do love the product who just want to consume the product, and that's where they stay. Now, option number 2 is that you can become a distributor. What is a distributor? A person who buys in bulk a large quantity of products in bulk, and they sell at a higher price. I mean, it's practically like having another extra job. If you sell, you gain commission, but if you don't sell, you don't gain commission. That's why right there it says a linear income. You have to be there in order to earn. But now entrepreneurs, what do entrepreneurs do? Entrepreneurs are professionals in network marketing that gain residual income. They establish a group of people, a group of distributors that show this business model of how each and every one of us can obtain that financial freedom, that financial goal that they might have by being part of this industry, being part and reaping the benefits of this platform, which For Life offers us. And right here, we have the opportunity to choose what it is that we want to do, and you can connect to the person that showed you this information. Can we go to the next slide? Now, right here it says, what are you waiting for? It's time to make your dreams come true. With time, money, and health, there are no limits. And one question that I always like to ask, I know we're doing this through Zoom, but when we do a presentation through in a reunion or in someone's house, I always like to ask, what would you be doing as of today? What would you be doing at this moment if you had that perfect balance? Time, money, and health. And it fascinates me because it's always, no matter who it is, no matter what their living conditions are, no matter where you grew up, who your parents are, it's always relatively the same. It's always relatively the same answer. And they said, I would be traveling around the world. I would give to those in need. I would, there's a lot of people who say I would buy my parents that house that I always told them that I was going to buy them over here in the United States, etc. But it's always giving and being better, or traveling, securing your family's future. Relatively, it's always those same things. And I said, why is it that you're not doing it today? Why is it that you're not executing that as of right now? Because where I work or what I do right now doesn't give me that opportunity, doesn't offer me that opportunity. And I said, well, today, and I always say, well, today you have been offered an opportunity that can help you to reach each and every one of those goals if you do this business professionally. If you come together with a team and you let yourself be guided by that team, you can accomplish each and every one of those goals that you just mentioned for me. And that's where I close off the presentation. So Erica, thank you for letting me be part of this presentation, and thank you for reaching out to me and giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Jonathan. If I were in person, I would clap and give you a hug. Thank you so much for sharing your story and how this opportunity has transformed your life. You are one of the youngest entrepreneurs that I know in the business, and it's very inspirational to hear you and see that you've had results so fast by following the system. I have a question, if you could answer. So you started 2 years ago, and I'm curious to know, what were your biggest challenges in starting the business?
One of the biggest challenges first starting off is that I believe that many of the people who start this business, when they first get presented this opportunity, they're sold the idea that this business is pretty much just sign up, and in a short time frame, that you're going to be able to have massive results without absolutely doing nothing. And they think by just sharing this information with 1 or 2 people, and they don't get the results that they want, and they say, okay, well, network marketing doesn't work. And the reason that they say that is because they didn't adapt to a system. And that's a problem that I think a lot of people face, that they just sign up and they expect results rapidly without doing absolutely nothing. And they don't adapt to the system. And really, one of the things that really helped me out is by getting this book. You have to absolutely read it, not once, not twice, but read it hundreds of times. If you ever have a doubt, just study it. and I mean, that's a successful business, to doing this business professionally. And I believe that if anyone wants to sign up and they actually want results and they actually want to do this professionally, um, uh, they need to adapt to a system that's proven, that worked.
Mhm. Thank you. This is very helpful, and I'm sure that the audience that is watching the video is going to find that very useful. So for the people who are watching the video, feel free to contact the person who invited you, that they are going to be able to provide more information to you about the business, about how to do everything to be successful. Okay, I'm going to stop recording. So I want to thank you one more time, Jonathan, for sharing such precious information with us.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.